Hello everybody. So, who put all this plastic here? Oh, so sorry, the place is completely trashed. Welcome to BTN Live. My name is Jack, and today it's just me and this plastic, because who better to talk about plastic than plastic itself? No, I'm just joking. We do have a guest today, and it's actually a very special guest who is someone who's very familiar with BTN Live, who watches it every week. In fact, they sit behind the camera and watch and make sure everything happens well. And I'm just going to check that the show's going okay and that all the things are working so we can bring him out. Yeah. Daniel,
excellent.
Come on down.
Hello.
Welcome to BTN Live.
This is strange.
This
Being
is
on
strange.
The opposite side of the camera.
So Daniel usually sits, as we've mentioned, behind the camera, and he's the one operating. You organise the guests who come in.
Yeah.
You arrange the set, so you're the one responsible for putting all this plastic pollution everywhere. No, we'll clean it up. Yeah. But you're here today because you don't just work on BTN and at the ABC. You're also a plastic micro recycler.
Yeah. So a few years ago, it's something I just do as a side project. Lots of people do all sorts of different things after work, and a few years ago I worked out that I can recycle plastic. And so I've been getting plastic that is hard to recycle in normal pathways from your curbside or something like that. So tricky things like lids. Is one example of what I use.
So why is a lid a tricky thing to recycle?
In where we are in South Australia, the process, the big machinery that processes all the plastic and paper and metal that comes in your yellow bin, the lids are too small. And they get trapped and they fall down, and quite often they just end up in landfill. So if we can collect the lids that would normally go to landfill and make something else out of them, that's a good way to keep plastic out of landfill.
Recycle, reuse.
Yeah.
And so you've got a machine that can do this.
Yeah, so do you want to see the process roughly?
Yeah, shall we? Yeah.
All right, so let's say we got a few lids like this. The first thing I'll do is I'll shred them up, and I've just got a video to show you what that looks like. But I have to
doing two jobs.
But I have to do it over here on the computer.
While he jumps that, you've already sent in so many questions, but please send them in. But in particular, if you've got a question about micro recycling or what you're about to see that Daniel's going to show us, please send it in. But yeah, let's have a look.
This is. So this is shredder, and these lids are just gone into tiny pieces. Okay. And that ends up looking like this, tiny bits of plastic.
Do you go and spread that around the environment?
Yeah, then I just sprinkle it around. No, I make sure nothing escapes. And I put it into a mould, and you know a sandwich press?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
so
familiar.
It's kind of like a sandwich press, a big metal plate at the bottom and a big metal plate at the top, heated up and to high temperature, but to the temperature that it suits this particular plastic, and then squash that shredded plastic so that it melts. And you get a panel out of it, or whatever you're moulding it into. So in this case, I was moulding it into that metal square.
Can I have a...
You can have a look at that.
Wow.
And depending on what plastic you put in, you get different types of different results.
They look like benches, kitchen counters.
Yeah, those sort of things. This one, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but the Recycle Me logo on some lids that you see is actually in that panel.
And so they don't have to just all be squares. You can actually make I feel like I've seen
Actually,
bowls.
Yeah,
and
there's all sorts of
plates
different
and
things that
stuff
you can make
made out of. Like this could actually be a nice sort of like charcuterie board.
Yeah,
Where,
it's serving your stuff.
cheeses
Yeah.
and crackers.
So
How
for
many of you have charcuterie boards? At home?
So as an example, these DVDs are another problem plastic because there's so many different materials that it doesn't really get recycled very well. So I've collected some of these, and you can
Is
make...
that when you say difficult to recycle? Is that because so you have the hard plastic, but then also this
You've got the
soft?
soft plastic, and then you've got the disc and the piece of paper.
course.
So all of that needs to be dismantled in order to recycle it. And you can see here that I made a panel out of that, and I've used it on the side here.
Yeah, wow.
But I've
This is
also
a
the
great
white
container.
ones. I can make bigger panels, and so yeah, we've got this container that I made out of it.
And so you obviously pick certain colours.
Yeah,
You're not just
I'm
throwing in
restricted by the
everything.
colours of the plastic that I'm collecting.
But you could just put all the colours in and see what happens. It just
Yeah,
won't
it turns
probably
out
look
black.
as nice. Oh, okay.
Or just a muddy grey.
Muddy
sort of-
grey, yeah.
like it's no, it doesn't.
I quite like this one.
Yeah, this
They're
one's
nice
good.
colours.
My favourite is the water lids, which kind of looks very marble,
Yeah.
sort of marble type thing.
And so, I just going back to this.
Yeah.
So, I guess, like, what sort of? So you've got DVDs, bottle caps,
Yeah.
CDs.
The actual discs are multiple materials and not all just one type of plastic,
Okay.
and so those can't really be used in this same process.
Okay. And so if we're at home and we've got DVDs, do you kids even know what a DVD is? No, I'm just joking. Maybe you don't. But this and also bottle caps. Is there like a way then if we're worried that hey this actually isn't going to get recycled properly if we just put it in the yellow bin? Is there a way like is it a good advice to just like take off the plastic, take it apart as much as possible and then put it in the recycling? Or are there places like, for example, if we are in Adelaide, which we are, that we could somehow get this stuff to someone like yourself to then be able to recycle?
And yes, so what you pointed out there is your location determines what can be recycled. So depending on where you live, you need to do the research to see if there's anywhere nearby that would recycle these sort of things. And micro recyclers are all over the world. And so there may be one near you. Look on the internet, try and see if you can find where that might be. Your local council might have good advice as to how to handle some of these things. A lot of it the answer is landfill, unfortunately. And that's part of the reason why we're talking about plastics and why this whole topic of conversation is a global one, because there is a lot of plastic that doesn't get recycled and there's just too much of it.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, I've noticed another thing. There's like a red and black.
Oh, this
What
one.
is that?
This is a clipboard that
Wow.
I made. So it's got a little clip at the top, and this was made from soft drink lids. So yeah, this is a flatter, smaller panel, but I've also made. You wouldn't think that these plastic coffee cup lids would do much, but you can make a very big,
Whoa.
giant panel out of it, which is very much marble-like, isn't it?
Yeah. Very marble.
But interestingly, this is the same type of plastic as this stuff, polystyrene.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a different type of it. No, that's
Oh, no,
actually different.
That's fine.
But yeah, so it's recyclable. It just needs to be collected and sorted into the different plastics, and it can be recycled into all sorts of things.
I want to, while we're talking about all sorts of things can be recycled into, Anaria. Oh, I hope I got that right. From John Warby. Thanks for tuning in. Can plastic make furniture? Can you make furniture out of this
Yeah.
stuff? Because it's pretty sturdy.
Yeah, and that's, well,
If this had legs, it could sit on it.
this is sturdy and it's quite
Oh,
strong.
yeah.
I actually use it as a step as
Ah.
well. So
There you go.
I've called this the step crate because it can hold things, but you can also use it as a step. But there are other micro recyclers that around the country and around the world are making amazing furniture out of it. You know, in a retail shop where you'll have counters and display
Yeah.
panels and shelving, that's also been made from this material in some places, and it's looking amazing. So yeah, it's really good for furniture type things.
Yeah, good, and it's good because it's giving the plastic somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Can I ask what made you go? I want to be a micro recycler.
So I've been conscious of the plastic problem that we have and all the things that, and so I was trying to think, what is it that I can do? And I was going to make some cupboards in my shed, and I thought, I might see if I can get some plastic panels to put on the front of the doors. But I couldn't find anyone making it. But in doing so, I found out about a worldwide movement called Precious Plastics, and that gave you all these tips and machines that you can make and how to do the recycling of plastic. So yeah, I just sort of started experimenting and realizing, I can do this. So yeah, that's how I started.
That's cool. I expect us all to receive a clipboard for Christmas. Not that we give each other Christmas presents.
And not that I've seen you ever use a clipboard.
I would if I had one like that.
If you
I
had
I do use clipboards
Okay.
occasionally. Maybe not here at work, but when I'm ordering people around at home. I'm gonna Emerson from Mawson Lakes Primary School. That's not too far from where we are. Says make a robot that eats plastic. I don't. That's not a bad idea, but there's actually also there's like bacteria or something that eats plastic.
Yeah.
Have I made that up? Do you know?
No,
about that?
you're definitely true there. There's all sorts of ways that people are trying to think of ways to fix this problem. And there are robots essentially that are doing it. They're not, the sort of ones that you'd imagine, but machines that are sitting in harbours that can filter out the water as it comes through and take out some of the rubbish and plastic going in that way. There's big machines. If you look up the Ocean Cleanup Project, they're doing a lot of amazing work creating boats that then filter plastic from the oceans and from riverways. So yes, robots are one way of doing it, and bacteria, and so finding natural ways is another way. So a dumpster in Tokyo was discovered, some bacteria was discovered there that scientists were amazed that they were eating and digesting and processing the plastic. So they're looking to see if that can be one way to get the plastic removed from the environment. But you can't get that much at the moment. So you like a couple of kilos a month or something like that. I can't remember the statistics, but it's a bit slow going. And the other way is, I think it's called electrolysis, where you heat up the plastic to really high temperatures and then siphon off the liquid and the gas, and that can be then used for more plastic making. So it's good in that you're just not taking any more oil and petrochemicals from the earth, and you're making them into and you're just using what we already have. So you're kind of doing a true recycling process.
Yeah. Gosh, there are some clever people out there, aren't
Yeah.
there? And all I can do is read off a tablet. Jagger from Millicent North Primary School asks, how many types of plastic or plastics are there?
Yeah, lots and lots.
There's not just one type of plastic.
No, that's part of the problem, is that even in this bag of lids, there's different types of plastic in here, and if you want to make the same product, you need to get the same type of plastic coming back. So you can't just have a mix of different plastics going into the one thing, mainly because the melting temperature where you can do the molding and that is different for each type of plastic. So I've just got a little diagram to show you how many different plastics that we commonly see in our environment.
You are multitasking.
I am.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, so you can see here numbers 1 to 7, and they represent roughly different plastics. So a lot of your lids and things like that will be in the number 2, category, but you can also get some in number 4. So these ones that I showed you before are number 4 type of plastic.
Do we know, is this a type of plastic?
Most likely number 5,
Which
polypropylene.
this is like, yeah, there you go. And that's like from packaging.
Yeah, which is also what you see in this one here.
Yeah, so that's a plastic.
This is a plastic, but it's polystyrene, and you can tell that by the number 6. Actually, you're not going to be able to see this, but I'm pointing to you anyway. The number 6, which is there near Jack. So yeah, that's a different type of plastic again, and
Oh, it does say
needs
on
to
there.
be, yeah. So number 6 in the. You have to look for the number in the little triangle, like it is in the diagram here, and you can see other different plastic types. The one there that's I've got there, number 3, which is PVC, is what you commonly get your pool toys made out of. And I met someone recently who gets those pool toys and makes bags out of them. So they
Oh, wow.
upcycle the PVC. So
That's cool.
that's a cool thing.
You turn that crocodile.
You could. I'm going to
what
get this
about-
diagram off.
What about these? This is plastic.
Yes, I'll talk about that.
Just listing plastic.
Can you see a number on it? Oh, not on that one.
Oh,
On this one you can.
yeah. Someone's been to IKEA. Number 4.
Yeah. So that is actually the same as this type of plastic. It's very soft, and it's the most common one that is used for soft plastics, which is another big problem that we have because it doesn't get recycled properly in the machinery. So yeah.
There you go. All right, let me find another question.
Yep.
There's been a couple coming in. So Alice from Ichunga Primary School. Hello, Mr. Hurd.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
I've seen a lot of your questions come through.
What are why are microplastics getting into our body? Like how is it in my brain?
Oh, yes.
I don't know if it is in your brain.
Well, that's what
Maybe.
I was going to say. First of all, it most likely isn't in your
brain,
but that was mentioned in Joe's story. Joe's story was really good, covering all sorts of different things, and there was a scientist there that talked about how microplastics are getting into the body. Did you know, though, microplastics have a smaller version? Do you know what they're called?
Oh, nano?
Yes. Nanoplastics are even smaller than microplastics, and they're the ones that are getting into organisms and people and crossing over membranes and things like that, because you can fit 1,000 pieces of nanoplastic in the width of a piece of paper. So in that thickness of paper, you can fit 1,000 nanoplastics in that width, which is so small. But that's what happens with plastic. It just breaks down into smaller and smaller pieces, and
dust.
it basically becomes what was it? Hang on, I've got the number. It becomes less than 1,000 nanometers across. So that's a nanoplastic, is 1,000 nanometers across.
Tiny.
And a piece of paper is 100,000 nanomillimeters in thickness.
I don't even think of paper
I
as
know.
having
It's
a
just
thickness.
yeah, it's just a bit mind-blowing.
Zohair from John Warby has just sent in, is microplastic dangerous for humans if you digest it? I'm going to say we don't entirely know yet.
Exactly right. There's scientists are trying to figure that out at the moment. It's really hard to, when you're doing scientific experiments, to be able to definitively say this happened because of that. It's hard to do, and so it's taking time for, first of all, the community to think, is this a problem? And then it takes time to study it and bring out results, and it needs to happen time and time and time again. A similar analogy, if we want to see how this sort of works, is with smoking. where at first they didn't know it was a problem, and then people were like, hang on, I think this is a problem. And then scientists had to work out, is this a problem? And then we got to the point where, yeah, it is a problem, and there is a connection. And so I believe in time we'll be able to definitely say whether it is a problem or not, but it's highly likely that it is a problem and it is causing human health problems. But it definitely is a problem for wildlife.
Yes, that we do know. I'm just going to... Rendlesham have sent in a few ideas for what we should do with plastic.
Oh.
So
Yes,
I
send
thought
in
we'd
your
just-
ideas on what I can do with
Some of them
plastic.
I'm not sure about. One of them I think could work because I don't know what happens to it. But so Henley, Atticus and Abel have all sent in solutions. Henley says we could launch it into a black hole.
Oh,
So, I
yeah.
mean, I don't know
No.
where that goes. So maybe we could. We could launch plastic waste into the sun. So I guess it just burns up.
Yeah.
Or some just say we should, and then so that was Atticus, and then Abel says we should just blast it into space.
Yeah.
Which, like in theory, yes, but then the plastic would be in space, and there's already enough.
There's enough junk in there. But I guess you could send it out into space, so you could shoot it off to somewhere else.
Send it to Mars.
The problem with that is getting things out of Earth's orbit is extremely hard and quite polluting. So you'd be creating a lot of... to send up a kilogram of material, I don't know what the numbers are, but there's a lot of fuel that is needed to launch it up.
Yes.
And so you've got that problem where you're not actually really solving anything with the scale of plastic waste that we have. The amount of petrol that would have to be used to get it into space would cancel out any benefit. But good ideas, and there've been other ideas like that, like putting it, burying it in between tectonic plates so that it just gets pushed in and under, putting it in a volcano, all these sort of things. But you're not actually solving a problem, you're just delaying or moving the problem to somewhere else.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Whereas you're here trying to solve the problem.
Yeah,
now.
trying to fix the mistakes of the
much as you can.
past. But we've got to look towards solving, making future decisions that get rid of plastic, banning plastic, stopping its production and use, and the amount that we have is the solution.
Yeah. Peter from John Warby says, "Can you use plastic for dollar notes?" We do.
Yeah, we do.
Our
money
is made
yeah.
from plastic.
Yeah.
Which are we one of the only countries, or we were
We
like
were
the
the
first or
yeah.
something to do
Others
that?
do it now. Yeah.
A lot of them were made out of paper,
Yeah.
which plastic obviously means it can last a lot longer.
How are we going for time? Because I can't see the time.
We're
Oh,
good. We've got.
I meant to keep track of time as well.
Yes.
And let Jack know when it's time to wrap up.
I've been doing it. Don't worry.
Okay.
I wanted to. Oh, Peter also asks if that green beanie I'm wearing, is it made out of plastic? I don't think so. Does it look like it is? Now I've just
It's hard to
exposed my head
say.
here.
Usually there
It
is some
possibly could
polyester
be.
in there, or some sort of
90% cotton, 98% cotton, and then 1%
elastine.
elastine.
Yeah.
So is that a plastic?
Actually, don't know if elastine
I
is.
hope my head didn't look too
I
bad.
think it may be a natural
Great
material, but I'm not sure.
No, it's cotton.
However, a lot of our
Oh.
clothes does contain polyester or some other type of plastic. Nylon is another common one. Plastic in fashion is another big problem. Textile waste is a problem, and then within that textile waste, having synthetic materials is making the problem even worse. A lot of the microplastics that you may ingest, again, it might not be a problem, science is working that out, but a lot of it is from the fluff and the lint that comes off your clothes and then you breathe it in.
Okay. Remind me not to breathe in when I'm wearing clothes.
Looking for clothes that are made of natural materials.
There you
is
go,
good.
like my beanie.
Like your beanie.
I just want to say Monica from Guise Public School says they should stop this. And then Brooklyn from Good Counsel Primary School says, I think everyone should stop polluting.
Yes.
I think those are good bits of advice. I also just want to. Sashen from Gordon West has written in asking, "Where is Amelia Mosley?"
Yeah.
What do you mean? She's right here.
No.
She's away. She had a baby. Sorry, that was very random.
Looking after a little one.
So she's looking after her baby. But we'll let her know that you miss her.
Yeah.
I also there was something here about what was plastic made of. What did they use before plastic? Oh, I'm so sorry. I should
That's
have
all right.
noted it.
I-
What did people use before plastic existed? Zohar, which I think I've answered a question from you, but John Warby. Fun fact, it was lots of different things. One of the things was elephant tusks and tortoise shells.
Yeah.
So they were using animals to create different things, and obviously that had its own implications because we were then having to kill a lot of animals to get these things. And there was actually a competition, I can't tell you the date off the top of my head, but it was to try and work out a new material that could be used instead of elephant tusks, because they were noticing that the elephant populations were declining. So yeah, weird things that we
But
used to
also we
use.
had metal and wood and clay, pottery.
Yeah,
And
which is still used.
which is still in use, and quite often when we're thinking how do we reduce plastic, quite often I think, well, what did they do before they invented plastic? And so cotton bags instead of plastic bags, those are options that we can look at. So yeah, just looking at what it is was done before plastic, and can that still be done? And quite often the answer might be yes.
I've got a funny question. JL from John Warby wants to know, where does the plastic in the background go after the live?
So a lot of this did come from my place, and I'll be looking at it's in the process of being recycled. So I've got that shredder, but I've got a few other machines that I can make things out of. For example, this coaster or tile. That's a machine called an injection molder. So I've got a mold that is in the shape of a hexagon, and I put the plastic in the top, and it heats it up, melts it, and then I inject it into the mold, and it then cools down and makes another shape. So yeah, all this plastic can go into different things that I'm working on.
Oh, and do you have a bowl there?
Well, yeah, I thought I'd show this one because this one's made from
You can see
what
the
do they call them?
dates.
Bread tags, yeah, and you can see the
Bread-
dates on
Yeah.
them.
Oh, you
and
can
all
even
that
see
sort of stuff.
Baker's Delight.
Yeah, so all the different types of bread tags that you get from different companies went into making this. I didn't actually make this one. This is another micro recycler that is in South Australia, and they're doing amazing work. And they kind of started quite a while ago before me, and they're quite inspirational for me looking at what they do. But yeah, they make bowls out of bread tags is one of the products that they make, and they've got all sorts of different products that they make from it. Again, a different process. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a different process to make this bowl. But yeah, still plastic. And bread tags are the same again. It's plastic as polystyrene. It's a polystyrene type plastic.
Who knew? Well, we are now at time.
Oh, you got the time.
I've got
Yeah.
the time. So thank you so
No
much
worries.
for stepping in front of the camera.
Yeah, a bit different, but I'll be back behind the camera next week.
Or you can take. We'll swap.
Oh, yeah, but
Yeah.
I'll do it. Yeah. No.
I reckon that could work out well. Should I just quickly do some shout outs?
Oh,
Is that okay?
yeah.
Yeah, you always watch people do
Yeah,
these
I've seen
shout-outs.
people do these things.
So we've got Good Shepherd Lutheran College,
Howdy.
Devon, just says Devon,
Devon.
Shire Christian School,
Bonjour.
New Haven College,
Yama.
Cullingford West Public School,
Legends.
St. Catherine's, Rendlesham, Millicent North. You guys at Millicent North sent so many
Thanks
questions.
for sending in those questions. There was a lot there.
Yeah. Can aluminium replace plastic?
Well, yeah, that's one of the products. Aluminium does have its
Flake.
own environmental cost, and so we do need to probably think about it. But it's highly recyclable, and if you have a container deposit scheme in your area, it's a good replacement for plastic.
We got Kismet Park. I'll just quickly. Chunga, as always, Mr. Hurd, hello. John Warby, Yuka, Mawson Lake, and that was it. John Warby is, I am going to assume, is watching live because you have sent in so many questions. Thank you so much.
Thanks
We've
for
actually had
tuning
a
in.
lot of questions this week. I
That's
don't
it.
need to read any of these. Great. We've shout out John Warby. They keep writing in.
They're still
Thank you
going
so
on.
much for tuning in. I hope you've learned something. I certainly have. I'm expecting a clipboard at some point.
Well, I think we'll start off with a coaster.
All right, a
You
coaster
You have a
will
coaster
do.
on your desk. I think that would be good.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Daniel, for
No worries,
joining
Jack.
us and also for just putting on BTN Live every single week.
No worries. I love doing it.
Great. Well,
But I'm going to have to go over there onto the
To
laptop
end
in
it.
order to do the thanks for watching slide. So over
goodbye,
to you.
Daniel. And again, have an awesome weekend. Make way of the plastic. We will see you next week with another episode. Don't know what it'll be on.
Week.
Maybe it'll be book week because next week's book week. So, in which case, start thinking now about your costumes and the questions you've got on books. And we'll see you then. Bye.